So today we're to be continuing to play Age of History 3. You guys loved the first video, so like I said, if it did good enough, we'll do another one, and it did good enough. So here we are once again on Age of History 3. This game just came out about a week ago, and so far it's been amazing. In today's episode, I think we're going to try to form a little bit of an Italian empire in the Mediterranean Sea. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I didn't really do my homework, and I still don't really know how to play this game outside of sandbox mode super efficiently. So for today's episode, and for today's episode only, should we see any more of these episodes, we will be doing sandbox mode. Don't expect to see it anymore in the future though. Which means though that if this video does good enough, then we will do more Age of History 3. This is completely up to your guys' support. I mean, I might play it regardless, but still, support is still super appreciated. You can do so by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel if you're new, all that fun stuff, leaving a comment with your inputs and suggestions, not only for this game, but for anything on the channel as a whole. And yeah, so let's just tweak some things here. We'll put AI aggressiveness at 10, and we'll turn on sandbox mode. And let's just start. So why Italy? Well, usually I like to do German empires because, you know, Germany, haha, funny, World War II did a bunch of bad things, took over a lot of land. I was thinking about doing France maybe, but I think Italy would be a lot more interesting because Italy has a tendency, at least in World War II and a little bit before that, to want to take over the Mediterranean area and reform the Roman Empire, which, as we all know, is probably one of the most significant and well-known empires in history. The Romans did a lot of things and they were very good at those things. So let's try to do some of that as modern-day Italy. Now, I'm not guaranteeing, in fact, I'm saying right now that we're not going to do the entire Roman Empire because I don't have enough time for that. I have about an hour in this booth, and even in sandbox mode, that's not enough time to take over the entire Mediterranean area. So we'll probably mess with a few of these stronger countries, go out through the Balkans a little bit, maybe have a little bit of fun in the Middle East. Also, I do want to say that in the last Age of History 2 video, there was a little bit of an issue with the display, like it wouldn't capture my whole screen. I believe that I have fixed that. So that is no longer an issue, I hope. And I know there's always going to be audio issues in these videos when I'm in college. I just can't do anything about that. I don't have my mic stand, like my boom arm, so the mic is on the table, and every time I hit the table, you guys can hear it. I can't do anything about that. I'm sorry. Anyway, since we're in sandbox mode, let's go ahead and just print a whole bunch of money. I might actually just sit here for like 5 minutes and just click the money button. And all these other buttons too. I mean, I'm not too sure what some of them do still, but you know, clicking buttons is fun, especially when it gives you stuff. Alright, 100,000 gold. That probably should be enough for a little bit. Let's start off with building some buildings, because building buildings is pretty useful in this game. Kind of similar to Age of History 2, buildings were pretty significant in that. They are also pretty significant here, so mostly going to be looking at military buildings though, because that's the point of this video. We're going to mess up a bunch of countries, take a bunch of land, and look like the Romans. So let's just build a heck of a ton of buildings in this region of Italy over here in the northeast. There we go. I'm getting better. We'll also build some in the boot of Italy over here, down in this peninsula, and maybe a few in Sicily for any African endeavors that we may or may not have. Maybe some over here near France. You know, I'm not too sure if I'll go after France in today's video, but you can never be too safe. Also, maybe Sardinia. Let's upgrade our infrastructure just a little bit in these regions, you know, make the transportation of troops and equipment a lot easier since we are going to be going after the Balkans first. That is super helpful. We'll also probably line the Italian coast with more infrastructure. Also, San Marino's here. We'll leave them alone. Alright, so I added a few more things. I did some arms factories, and then I just added in a bunch of barracks for our troops. So now I think we need to do something a little bit more important, maybe building some nuclear bombs. Now, similar to Germany, now I know Germany isn't allowed to build nukes, but I'm not too sure if Italy is allowed to or is not allowed to. I know there's a bunch of treaties in place to prevent horizontal nuclear proliferation in the world, but is Italy like legally binded to not build nukes because of World War II, or is it that they just fall under all those other treaties? Let me know in the comments. But first, we need to build some nuclear reactors, and luckily we printed a bunch of money beforehand, so that's not too hard. We get to level 4 on our nuclear reactor. Now it's time to build the bombs. So how many bombs do we want? Well, let's just make as many as we can. So yeah, I don't know how many that was, but it was quite a lot. Should be enough for the Balkans, you know, Bosnia, Serbia. They're used to being bombed. These bombs are a little bit different, though. These might do a little bit more damage. Ooh, there's a bunch of things here. Okay, I didn't know that this was here. All right, see, look, there's a bunch of things that I still don't know. Therefore, doing just a normal playthrough without sandbox mode would make me not be able to do a video properly. And if I like messed up said video, then I wouldn't be able to re-record it because I only have a limited amount of time in the box. I think that's what we're calling this, the box, even though it's called a recording booth, but we're calling it the box. Alright, so now I think it's time to raise our army. So let's do it over here. Which one of these provinces would be better? I guess we'll do it in this city here. So we'll get some infantry units in, just a whole bunch. That's quite a bit. We'll get some mechanized infantry units in there. Now, of course, I could just like spawn in these units. But since I'm going to be waiting for the buildings and stuff anyway, I think it's fine that we just do this instead. Once again, unlimited amount of money, unlimited manpower, so we could just kind of do whatever we want here. But yeah, we have one heck of a recruitment process going on in this province here. But now I'm going to go ahead and just put down some troops here because we don't necessarily have to do the recruitment. It's just more, I guess, more fun that way, but why do that when you can just summon them out of thin air? Alright, so we have 2 units going into place here for Slovenia, which will be the first country that I go after. You can see here all the progress and buildings that are being built in Italy. I'm sure the world is put on notice by that. Also, we have our first nuclear bomb. The world is also put on notice about that. I don't think I'm going to use nukes right away because it's Slovenia. That would be a little overkill and it would also make the land invaluable. So we'll just straight up invade them with infantry troops and all of our mechanized units. Oh, Croatia beat us to it. What's going on right here, Bulgaria? What's happening? Are you losing to North Macedonia? How are you losing to... Okay, we'll check in on that later. But what happened here was that Croatia beat us to Slovenia, which is not an issue because Croatia was already on the list. So I'm going to split half of my units, send them out to the ocean so we can do a little bit of a naval invasion. And those guys are still recruiting, so this is basically just infantry, but we're going to use them anyway. They don't have any support, so they could be cooked. But since Croatia went ahead and stole our kill, we'll take out our anger on them. So we declare war, and now we can go ahead and start sending our troops in. Let's slow down time to 1 speed. Actually, we'll do 2 speed. And yeah, let's just send the troops in. So no real strategy here. Just, you know, troops go in, kill people, win. We already took the entire northern region. Let's see how many troops they're responding with. Okay, that's a lot. No big deal though. We're going to continue onward. We might also perhaps drop a nuke on, how do you pronounce that? Zagreb? More like Zawaz. Oh, they just got reinforcements. Okay, so Bosnia and Herzegovina is helping them out. I didn't even think about that. So that's not that big of a deal. We'll just do some Bosnian bombings. Like one in their capital, Sarajevo. How about another one right here? Do one over here, one right here. And well, let's not forget about Croatia here. We're going to also give them a little bit of a bombing time. So let's do some other major cities over here on the coast. And then really, I mean, we don't have to do anything down here, but why not go ahead and do so anyway? Because we're a nuclear power. We can do whatever we want to do. I already dropped one on their capital. Let's drop another one. And we'll put one up here. And there we go. So Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina have been crippled. My bad. Let's go ahead and grab some more troops to go ahead and fight off those reinforcements. See, in Age of History 2, when you were in sandbox mode, you were the only country in sandbox mode. I don't know if that still applies here because that's a lot of troops for Croatia and Bosnia to have right off the bat. Now, of course, I haven't played in normal mode, so maybe it's actually not. But seeing as I can just spawn in as many troops as I want in these units, I don't know, it seems kind of weird to me. Maybe the other countries are also in sandbox mode now and can just do whatever they want. But if that was the case, they would be nuking me right now, so I guess not. I don't know. I'm not a game developer. I didn't make this game. Anyway, our reinforcements have been built. They are now going to be sent over to our guys who just lost. No big deal because, hey, that's 137 Italian units for you. Anyway, we are kicking Croatia's butt right now. We're going to go ahead and send their troops over into their capital, and we'll start sending these guys into the mountains of Bosnia. And it is looking pretty good. Yeah, Bosnia's not even fighting back. Send those guys into their capital city. We'll see where these guys retreat to. Okay, they retreat to us, and they're going to get jumped right away. Go ahead and clean up some of these islands. I don't know if we necessarily have to, but we will anyway. Send you guys up north to deal with those guys, and we'll send you guys to reinforce the southern area off the border of Bosnia. And then we'll send these guys up, and these guys are going to capture their capital. Nice. Let's chase these guys out. All right, so we've basically wrapped this thing up pretty quickly. I think nukes are very effective, so we may not use as many next time. But as you can see, Bosnia and Croatia are just pretty much gone at this point. We're about to capture Croatia's capital anytime now. There we go. We'll send these guys to capture any of the missed provinces that I have. Yeah, that'll do it. Now, I know you don't have to fully capture every single province in this game. I'm going to be doing so anyway because I think it gives you a little bit more war score. But yeah, there's no reason not to. Their governments and military does not exist anymore, so. And just like that, we have won this war And we have all of Croatia, Slovenia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a peace treaty drawn up. So you guys did tell me that there is a brush tool, and you can also just hold down like middle click to drag. It's good to know. So let's go ahead and brush demand all of Slovenia going into the coast of Croatia. Now I do not believe that we can take all of everything that we have invaded, and that's just because it's early on into the game. We're not as powerful just yet, but actually it looks like we'll get a good portion of like what we want, which in this case is pretty much all of Croatia. So we can't take all of it, but we can take most of it, and we're not allowed to take anything from Bosnia because I think it's because they were drawn into the war and not like declared war on. But either way, here we go. Nice big chunk of land over here in the Balkans now achieved. We can go ahead and jump our next target, which might or may not be Albania. So let's go ahead and click drag all of our troops. That feels great, and send them over here to the boot. Oh, Romania. I see. I guess it was Romania that was invading Bulgaria and not North Macedonia, because that wouldn't make any sense if North Macedonia was winning that. Anything else fun happening in the world? Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright, so all of our units are gathered up here in the boot of Italy. Let's go ahead and select them all. We're going to actually merge them all together into 313 Italian units. And then we're going to go over to Albania. We're going to knock on the door. We're going to send an insult at their face. They're going to get all mad. And then we're going to send them a declaration of war. Now, they are allied with a few countries. They're allied with Kosovo and Montenegro. Okay, so this is both good and bad, but mostly good, which means we can knock out more countries at once. Now, I think technically we would have to declare war on every single one of these guys in order to get the full war score, so let's try that. Okay, so it only let me declare war on one of them, but it instantly brought their allies into the war, so not too sure what to make of that. But let's go ahead, send our 313 divisions straight into the heart of Albania, into their capital, and yeah, obviously we're gonna do pretty good. Now they are bringing a lot of backups, but we just have so many. So now we disperse our troops across the southern Balkan area. We'll send some divisions up into Kosovo, but we'll move our main army up into northern Albania. Actually, first let's go ahead and split them and then capture this area. There we go. Yeah, this is going great. We'll now enter into Montenegro to hopefully capture their capital. All right, and this is probably the quickest war that I've ever done. It is most certainly because we're in sandbox mode, and that also these countries are not very strong at all, but we have done a lot of damage, and we have done so very successfully. And with the fall of those Montenegrin troops, we go ahead and win the war and claim the last province, and we can go ahead and get ourselves a peace treaty with Albania and hopefully everyone else too. Once again, I'm not too sure how it works. Yeah, we cannot claim any of Kosovo's provinces. Let me see if there's like something that I'm missing here. Yeah, I don't know. So it only lets me take Albania's provinces despite also invading all of Montenegro and Kosovo. Weird. Let me know in the comments if you know how to not do that, or maybe that's just like the feature of the game. Maybe I can't do anything about that. But now, as you can see, I'm lining my troops on the border of North Macedonia, and that's because they are next on the list. We'll go ahead and instantly declare war on them. Don't have enough diplomacy points, now I do. And we'll maybe perhaps drop a nuclear bomb on their biggest city, which is their capital, and then send the boys in. I've built myself quite an army here. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to slow it down or maybe even stop it, but instantly half of North Macedonia is gone. And then now we move up and hopefully take the rest of the country. Yep, we do. And then we have to clean the province first. There we go. Give me all those provinces. We'll go ahead and enforce and take those demands. And now Italy is looking quite formidable if the mouse would stop doing that. There we go. So I think next we need to take out the rest of Bosnia. And are they actually, hold on. Is Bosnia still allied with Croatia? Yeah, they are. So I guess we'll focus on Bosnia because I'm more worried about getting the Bosnian land than I am getting the Croatian land. We do still have a truce with them until July of 2036, which is in 5 years. But it looks like Turkey's at war with Greece, so let's intervene because Greece is on the chopping block for this video. What's our relations with them looking like? Not too great. We'll send them an insult and then immediately declare war. That's okay. There is a way around this. We get Italy and then we hit Greece and we just automatically make ourselves declare war. Sandbox mode, my friends. So let's go ahead and send our troops and divisions in. I didn't get all of them down here, which is okay. They won't take too long to get here. I mean, Albanian infrastructure is the greatest in the world. So yeah, Greece gets surprise jumped by us, and I don't expect or even think that they're going to respond. On the other hand, this should greatly increase our relations with Turkey. Or maybe we mess around and actually accidentally invade them, and then they get mad at us and we go to war with Turkey, which not on the agenda. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll see though. I'm in Turkish land right now. That doesn't warrant war, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, good. Turkey actually doesn't like us, though. They have negative 69 relations with us. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit in hopes that they finish off Greece. Yep, they do. And what do they even take anything from them? What was the point of invading Greece if you didn't take anything from them? Whatever, we will continue their conquest for them. All right, so I am finishing up Crete here. I think that is good enough for us, and that should be able to give us a bunch of Greece, if not all of it. So let's go ahead and make our demands, which will be like that. Okay, we can't take all of it. Good to know. Probably because Greece is the strongest country that we have fought so far. So instead of taking all of it, we'll take what we want, which is going to be a lot of the Mediterranean coast over here in the west. We might also take this entire southern island here, and we'll take Athens. I don't think I have too much interest in like Crete or anything like that, so let's see if we can get like any of these provinces. We got one more. All right, good enough. So here is our peace treaty here. We take a majority of western Greece and leave them to their east right next to Turkey, who might gobble the rest of them up. All right, so our empire is going pretty good here. As you can see in the dark green, we have ourselves. Now, we are still kind of held back by a peace treaty with Bosnia, so we can't go after them just yet unless I force it, which we might do that. But I think first, let's go after an African country because we've been bullying Europe a lot, and as we know, the Roman Empire, or at least Italy, like to bully not only Europe but also Africa. And what country am I looking at in particular? Well, I'm looking at Tunisia. So let's go ahead and grab all these troops. We'll send them over to this point in Sicily, and just like the war with Greece, we're going to go ahead and merge them all together, and then we'll split them as we need to. But for now, let's go over to Tunisia and say some very mean things. Actually, no, we don't even have to say mean things. We can just go ahead and straight up declare war on them, and that's what we're going to do. So we'll send these troops straight into their capital, but before we do that, let's go ahead and just drop a nuke there. Also, they're allied with Algeria. Okay, that wasn't part of the plan, but we might be fine. Just to kind of reinforce my thoughts of us hopefully being fine, let's just go ahead and do some nuclear stuff. They have quite a few major cities over here. So let's deal with Algeria a little bit before we go after Tunisia too much. I think we'll split these guys, send half of them up north, and then we'll send the other ones down south. Actually, no, we'll split these guys, send half of them south, and then send half of them into the center of Tunisia. Now, I'm not too sure if I take all of Tunisia, will Algeria leave me alone? I think that's probably how it works, because that would kind of explain better like why I can't take their allies' land in peace treaties. So let's just take all of Tunisia and see what happens. All right, so last province right there. Let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get ourselves a peace treaty with these guys, and we'll see if Algeria tries to stop them or not. All right, once again, can't take all of Algeria. Not that big of a deal. I mean, Tunisia. We'll just take the provinces that are most appealing to us, which just so happen to be in this northern coastal area, wrapping around down to here. So we'll demand the coastal areas. We'll see if they go ahead and accept this. Looks like they do. All right, nice. So now, how about that Italian Empire? Europe hates us. You know, Iran actually likes us. Belarus likes us, which that kind of makes sense. But Europe, not a big fan of what I'm doing. It's okay, they can suck it. All right, let's send all of our troops over here to northern Sicily. I'm also going to maybe build like one more bomb because I am running out of time here in the library. I only have like 12 minutes left. So we will recombine all of these guys together. Actually, then I'm going to split them in half, and I'll send half to this northern area of Bosnia, and the other half will go to the south. It seems like Bosnia knows that we're coming because they also just put border or troops on their border. But I'll use my power as a sandbox god to go ahead and just straight up declare war on them. Screw the peace treaty. We're at war now, and let's go in for the second time. Shouldn't have to go in for a second time, but that's just kind of how it works, I guess. All right, 2 divisions versus 155. Yeah, that goes exactly how I think it would. Looks like we're just going to end up rolling through these guys, as expected. We already beat them once in a war. We also nuked them into oblivion. See, I get a little too ahead of myself sometimes. Oh, yeah, the Croats. Not too worried about them. You know, just because you did that, you know what you get? Boom, boom. All right, so this is going good. Looks like they're trying to reclaim. We'll actually beat them there. And yeah, oh, our leader died. Sergio died. Oh no, who are we gonna replace him with? Ah, some guy who's 28 years old and is, looks like he's about 50. Interesting. We are at war with half of the freaking world. Whoa. Okay, hold on now. So coalitions are a thing in this game. Good to know. We, looks like we pushed our luck a little too far, and now the consequences of our actions are playing in on us. However, since I can just do whatever I want to do, we can go ahead and actually just peace out with all of these. Oh, maybe not. You know it's bad when even Switzerland joins the war effort against you. Let's try that again. France and Italy, confirm. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. So that coalition is over. Yeah, I would fight that. I honestly would fight that if I had enough time to, because that would take like maybe 20 minutes to do, and I don't have 20 minutes. So instead, we'll focus on wiping out and finishing off Bosnia and Herzegovina, which we do pretty easily. During the scare with half the world, I was able to take them out. So let's go ahead and brush up these provinces that we want, which don't think, yeah, we're not going to be able to get all of it, but we'll be able to get a good majority of it. And I think we can get all of it because Croatia is holding some of the war score for Bosnia, which, I mean, okay, that doesn't make too much sense, I'm not gonna lie, but it's fine. I have one more country that I want to jump, and that's Montenegro, just simply to connect our little Adriatic Empire over here, which is what we're going to be calling this, actually. We're going to be calling this the Adriatic Empire because I can't do a whole Italian/Roman Empire. I don't have enough time for that. I guess that's kind of like the downside of recording in this booth. Like, yes, I can be louder and I can do more things, but I don't have that much time. There's like a renting limit of an hour. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get Montenegro to declare war on us, so they look like the bad guys, even though they probably would certainly not do that in real life, or I guess in this scenario. But let's go ahead and send our troops in and end our empire conflict. They have 4 divisions. Yeah, they didn't stand a chance. I accidentally sent my troops to somewhere in the middle of Italy. That's my fault. All good though, we have another 78 divisions just waiting here to finish off Montenegro, and that's exactly what we do. So peace treaty time. We will be able to take the whole thing because they are on their own when force these demands confirmed, and now Montenegro no longer exists. And here is our Italian/Adriatic Empire. It spans all the way from eastern Italy to southern Italy into Africa and to Tunisia, all the way over to the Greek peninsula and throughout the western Balkans. Once again, if I had more time, I would probably definitely do a little bit more, but simply I have, let's see, I have 6 minutes to finish up this video. Not enough time to do anything else, really. So with that being said, and with our Italian Empire formed with a 79 million population, that's number 20 in the world. That's interesting. There's a bunch of little statistics that we can see here, like we're considered a great power. Our capital city is the Vatican. That's not true. Okay, interesting. But we are ranked number 1 in all civilizations. We have a bunch of formidable civilizations. Okay, so this is cool. So you don't have to, like, be the host country to form things. So like for Pizza Empire, hold on. There's a Pizza Empire that we can form. Interesting. Like if you take over like Austria, then you can form the, oh no, this is the Austro-Italian Empire. Okay, I thought that it was like if you take over another country, you can form their empires, which that would be pretty cool. Not too realistic, but it would still be cool. We could do the Holy Roman Empire, which that's a mess. Maybe for another video. Actually, that would be a great another video. But yeah, that does it for this one. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to show some support by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel if you're new, leaving a comment with your suggestions, not only for the Age of History 3 series, should it become one, but also for any other ideas you have for the channel. This video was in place of a What If Civilization Started Over video for the weekend, because I feel like we needed a break from that series, doing it so often. I recorded one less of the civilization videos than I should have, and that was in order to give us like a break, and you know, Age of History 3 released at the perfect time, so I can substitute a civilization video for an Age of History 3 video. I hope there aren't any like objections to that. I don't think there will be, and I know there's a lot of people that are like not caught up on the series, so this will give you like, you know, an extra week to catch up should you need to. But yeah, once again, that will do it for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. And of course, thank you to all the super fans. This includes Terminator, Xalens, Georgie Badev, Deathlord 182, ABXI, Pablo Sigma Cat, Death Strider X, Hammertoad 45, CTG on YT, Poland Country Ball, Nevada Garbage Trucks, and DW Cool Dude. Once again, thank you guys.